Hello, my friends. So my theme for the month of January is transition for a number of different reasons. Some of you may know that I left my corporate job, and so I'm transitioning 100% into my coaching business, which I'm so excited about. But don't get me wrong, it's a huge change and a really big transition. And also, it's January, it's the new year. And I find that's when we tend to think about what our goals are for the year, what our intentions are for the year, who we want to become by the end of the year. And that is all transition. And it tends to be big transitions. When we think about setting up goals and intentions and a vision for the new year, it's big, right? We're looking at big long-term transitions that take time. But I've also been thinking about transitions that we can do every day and that we ought to be doing every day, because this concept of micro transitions is something that I'm kind of been thinking about lately. I wanted to offer that up to you as well, that if we always just think about the big things in life and the big transitions we're making and the big changes that we want to do, it can be a little bit overwhelming. And it can be a little bit more visionary and more out there, as opposed to what is going on right now, today, in this present moment. And so I'm trying to think about, yes, we need to have a grander vision for our life. We need to have these big things that we're striving for, that we want to achieve, and these dreams that we are wanting to make a reality. But we also need to, at the same time, live in the day, live in the present moment. And so take it down to what is going on in my life right now, and what tiny action steps, what tiny transitions can I make in the moment that over time is going to help me reach my dreams and my goals. And we have an opportunity to make micro transitions in our life every single day. Think about some of the days that you wake up and you are just in a bad mood for whatever reason. And you make a decision that you're just going to be in a bad mood for the rest of the day. What if you decided to transition out of that bad mood into a more positive energy? How can you do that? How can you make this micro transition into a higher frequency energy? It comes down to awareness and a decision to be aware of where you're at in the moment. So when you're not feeling good, when you're feeling in a bad mood, when you're feeling anxious or experiencing some other low frequency feeling, how can you become aware of that? How can you become aware that you can actually decide, make the decision to get out of that negative and low frequency feeling? And this is a practice, my friends. This is not something that comes easily. This is a decision that you make every day to commit to being the best version of yourself. And that's where these micro transitions come into play. If we can decide every day that no matter what, I'm going to be aware of where I am in the present moment, then we can start to transition out of some of that low frequency energy that we encounter on a daily basis. Think about it. I know that we all encounter situations that keep us out of the high frequency energy and keep us out of the best version of ourselves. But the trick is to not stay there. The trick is to be aware, to practice being aware, to practice awareness. And one way of doing this is to give ourselves the gift of stillness and calm in between different points of our day. So maybe it's after every meeting. Maybe it's after every call that you make. Maybe it's every time you go to the washroom or grab yourself a fresh cup of coffee, is to decide that in those little micro moments, to take stock of, where am I right now? How am I feeling? Am I where I want to be? Am I feeling how I want to be feeling? And deciding in that moment to transition out of that low frequency energy and into something that gives you more positivity, that provides you with a way to think about what you're grateful for, that just gives you some time to think about where you want to be and how you want to feel instead. So, like I said, it's all about awareness and it's all about deciding who you want to be in the moment. So, I encourage you to think about what little micro transitions you can make throughout the day and what works best for you in getting that awareness, in stepping into the present moment and really feeling the moment and deciding in that moment how you want to be and who you want to be. So think about that. Think about, we are in a time of transition right now into the new year, but also I encourage you to think about that each and every day, each and every moment, you can transition into who you want to be and step into that really amazing version of yourself.